Friends, please join me in welcoming Governor Asa Hutchinson.
Thank you. Well, that's a nice welcome for me, but my job is to welcome you today. And I can't tell you how thrilled I am to kick off Computer Science Education Week right here in Arkansas, particularly after Anthony reflected on all the different national, international locations that has kicked off CSEdWeek. But first, I want to just welcome you to the mansion. How many of you never been here before? Well, this is terrific. So this facility was built in 1950 in terms of the residence itself. This great hall was built during the Huckabee administration, and it was built with all private funds, but it's one of the premier locations for a governor to have across the country. Now, I want to brag a little bit on the First Lady because she believes in Christmas. And it took about, I think, 2 weeks, 20 volunteers a day to decorate this hall, but also, excuse me, all of the residents. And you can see the theme. The theme is a 1950s retro Christmas. And so as you have time during the day, I hope that you'll meander through the library upstairs and you'll see some of the decorations that, if you're old enough, you will recall from Christmases past. In addition, of course, here in the Great Hall, you can see historic versions and replicas of St. Nicholas. And the First Lady likes to talk about St. Nicholas was a real person, a priest from Turkey who had inherited wealth, and he believed in giving it out. And that's what St. Nicholas was. That's what he did. And so you can see his images through history that have now been converted to a more modern Santa Claus or St. Nicholas. And of course, it comes, excuse me, back to the theme of Christmas today, where God gave his son. And so I hope that you enjoy your time here and that you enjoy the mansion as well. Unlike some of the representations of one of our former debate partners in the last presidential debate, I have been COVID tested, and I'm negative. I just have a little bit of an allergy I'm hanging through. I want to thank Hadi Partovi, CEO of Code.org. Please give him a round of applause. Romy Drucker of the Walton Family Foundation, thank you for your support of this. Sheila Boyington, CEO of Learning Blade as well. And I also want to introduce Secretary Johnny Key, our Secretary of Education, who has helped lead this effort in dramatic fashion. And Anthony, give Anthony a round of applause. I just appreciate his efforts. So I don't want to take too long today, but I'm excited about the panels that we have. It's not about me and what I've done, but it's about what you have done in your states, but it's also about the students that are here. It's about the teachers that are here and the difference that they make in the lives of their students and their schools and our future. And I do believe that this is a national security issue. Whenever you look at what we've been through in a pandemic, when you look at the threats that we have in cybersecurity, it is so critical that we engage in computer science education, because that's what brings us the analytics to keep us safe. It brings us the cybersecurity efforts. It brings us the software development. And I'm very proud of the fact that young people can engage and explore the future through technology. That's what they love, and that teachers embrace it, and educators embrace it, and policymakers embrace it, makes all the difference in our country and our future. It is about our national security. And we really have a couple of options. We're either going to have to import talent from overseas, we're going to have to utilize their talent to develop our future, or we're going to develop the talent in the United States to help shape our future. And for me, it is the latter choice that I want to make. And that's why we're so devoted to it. And just to bring you up to date, whenever you look at Arkansas, when we started this initiative, we had about 1,100 students that took computer science, and that was back in 2015. Last year, that grew to 10,000. And I was worried through COVID, what is it going to be this year? This year, it's 12,500. Another 20% growth in computer science students here in Arkansas. So we're very proud of those numbers, but just as importantly, the fact that we've gone from fewer than 20 certified teachers to almost 600 certified teachers teaching computer science. Thank you, teachers. And I love that video just because it's old and a little bit of it is out of date. It's a good video. But so my granddaughter that was in that when I signed the bill, she's now a sophomore in college at Barnard School and Columbia University. And so life goes on, we grow up, and yes, she's a coder. And then you also saw the statistic when I was on MSNBC, and I talked about only 10% of the high schools in Arkansas are not 10% of the high schools across the nation offer computer science. Well, those are outdated numbers. And because of your work and your success, that number has increased fairly dramatically. I believe it's up to 25% of our schools now offer 47% of our high schools offer computer science. So let's give a round of applause to all of us for the success that we've had. But only 3 states require students to take computer science before graduation. This last legislative session, we took that step and joined 2 other states, and so Arkansas now requires computer science course to graduate from high school. And I hope that during my time as chairman of the National Governor Association, and I thank the NGA for being here, that's my initiative is computer science education. And we're going to have conferences in Bentonville, in Boston. We've already had one in Denver. We're going to be in D.C. So we're going to be showcasing what's happening across the country in computer science and the progress that is being made. But I hope that during this time and over the next year, and as we have legislators meet next year, that there'll be more policy enactments, more requirements for graduation, because it's not about Arkansas, it's not just about your state, it's about our nation and what we do together. And I believe that states control education. This is not a federal government issue, but it is a national security issue that we have to really kick in gear as states. And so I want to thank all the states that are represented here. I look forward to hearing from you. I'll be floating around the table or back in the back, but I'll be listening today because we want to get ideas for our future. I get asked a lot, since I'm term limited, by the way. We get 2 4-year terms in Arkansas, so I've got 1 year left next year. But I get asked, well, what's your legacy? Well, there's a lot I would point to. But one of the things I would point to is a difference that people in this room have made in individuals and students' lives. And I want to read a letter that we received. It was actually a note that was given to Anthony, but he was good enough to share it with me. And it was a note from a 6th and 7th grade STEM and computer science teacher, Christian Herod. She gave me permission to use the name. And the note was, "Thank you for the work you have put in on behalf of the teachers and students of Arkansas. The opportunities afforded our students due to the classes teachers can offer has changed the trajectory of so many lives. I have young students who have now new dreams because of the consistent support our schools get in implementing new, innovative computer science curriculum." So hats off to each of you. I look forward to the conversation today. Anthony, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Governor Hutchinson. And just a couple of seconds, we'll switch to our next speaker. I'll let him get ready there to step up. But we are so appreciative of Governor Hutchinson and the work that he is doing and has done in the state. So thank you so much for making this part of your administration, Governor Hutchinson. With that.